Hey guys, Minimalist Gourmet. Halloween is coming up very soon, and I thought today would be a great chance to show you guys 5 really cool treats that you can make using essentially just Oreos and chocolate chips. There's no cooking involved, you just need a microwave. They're super quick, super simple, and very fun to make. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. Today's recipe doesn't require a whole lot. We need a couple of sleeves of Oreo cookies. We need a bag of white chocolate chips. You can also use the white chocolate melts, a few regular milk chocolate chips, a bag of M&Ms, and some pretzel sticks. That's it. We'll be melting our chocolate chips in the microwave. You're going to put it in for about 15 seconds, pull it out and mix it, put it in for another 15 and mix it and repeat the process until they're fully melted. After 15 seconds in the microwave, these are looking pretty good, but not totally melted. Don't forget, it is 91 degrees in my kitchen already, so these didn't have a whole long way to go. So we're going to put them back in for one more cycle, which was just enough to get them completely melted. Make sure to stir very thoroughly so all that heat is evenly distributed and they melt evenly. Now, this is great. It's nice and melted, but you can see it's pretty thick. We do want it to be a little thinner, so I'm going to add a bit of coconut oil to my chocolate. It's not absolutely mandatory at all to add the coconut oil, but it is going to make your life a lot easier. Start with just a small quantity of coconut oil. I used just 1 teaspoon for the first round, mixed it in completely, and decided I need to make it just a little thinner. I went ahead and added just another teaspoon here, mixed it in, and this looks good to me. It's still nice and thick, but it does flow well. You can simply dunk your Oreos in and be done with it, but there's a cool little technique that you can use to get a nice smooth surface. Just start by dunking your Oreo to completely cover it on all sides. Scoop a little extra chocolate right on top. Now all you have to do is take it and tap your fork against the side of the bowl a few times, and this will help level everything out across the top. The chocolate will flow down the sides and create a nice even layer all around and on the top. Now transfer to a piece of wax paper or silicone baking mat. Our first design will be a mummy, so we're going to use a couple of M&Ms as eyeballs. We just go ahead and put them right at the top here and push them down into the wet chocolate so they'll set. Take a look here. The left 2 cookies I just dunked and placed down. The right 2 cookies I tapped on the edge of the bowl, so you can see the difference in the finished quality. These go in the freezer for 10 minutes to set. And while the chocolate's setting, we're going to make a piping bag. Don't worry, you don't need any special equipment for this and don't have to go out and buy anything. You can use any food safe grade bag, something like a sandwich bag will work fantastic. Just roll down the top so it's a little easier to fill and doesn't make such a mess, and then we're going to take a couple of spoonfuls of our melted white chocolate chips and load them in. Now, I like to use a spatula to get everything moved down to the tip. I think it works a little easier, but you can just use your hand on the table. Now go ahead and bunch up the bag right above the chocolate in your hand and twist it so that way when you start squeezing it out, it doesn't try to flow backwards. That's it. That's all there is to making a piping bag. Just cut off the tip here and we are ready to go. Now just pipe some more chocolate side to side across the faces here to make it look like the mummy's wraps. The mummy took his ghoul friend to the dance, but afterwards she broke up with him. She said he's just too wrapped up in himself. I won't make any more jokes about mummies though. You know how much of a bad rap they get. Don't forget to go down, like, comment, and subscribe. I release a new video every Monday, puns included. After you're done decorating these, go ahead and let them sit in the fridge or freezer for a few minutes to firm up, and our mummies are done. Our next 2 designs start out exactly the same way. We're going to coat some Oreos in white chocolate and put them on our parchment paper. We'll be making ghosts, and they just need 2 eyes, which I'm using some regular milk chocolate chips for, and a brown M&M for the mouth. I like to make sure that the M is facing down when I put it in the chocolate and not facing outward. Why do these things look so surprised to see me? Next up, we'll be making some monster eyes, but we do need some mini Oreos. As you can see here, it's quite a bit smaller than a standard Oreo and fits nicely on top. Twist the mini Oreo open like this, and then take the side that has the cream filling and place it right down in the middle on top of the Oreo in the wet white chocolate. Now I'm using my fork to add a very small dollop of white chocolate on top of the Oreo cream filling, so that way I can put an M&M on and it'll have something to glue it and hold it down. Let both of these sit in the freezer for about 10 minutes before enjoying. Next up, we're going to be making some spiders. I melted up a little bit of my milk chocolate, but you can certainly use just some more of the white chocolate if you'd like. Although you can absolutely skip this step, I really think it's easier to use a piping bag just like before to apply this, but you can just use a spoon if you'd like. For the spider's legs, we'll be using some pretzel sticks. I like to buy these long ones here and then just cut them down. It's not exact, but I do like to make them even. I do think it looks a little bit better. I like cutting them on a paper towel. They seem to jump around a lot less and not crack nearly as much. You'll need 8 pieces of pretzel for each spider that you make. If you want to make your spiders look a little bit cooler, a little creepier, you can use something like these Pocky sticks I have that are covered in almonds. These are a bit thicker though, and they only work very well with something like a double stuffed Oreo though. We need to open our cookies to build our spiders. Do you know what an Oreo's favorite dance is? The twist. Next, we add the legs. This is simple, you just don't want to press too hard. Gently take the edges of the pretzel sticks and push them down into the cream filling. Do your best to space them evenly on the left and right sides and not too close to the front or the back. Now, take the other top of the Oreo and gently press on top to make sure everything is well set in that cream. Next, we're going to use some of our melted chocolate in our piping bag to pipe out a nice bead across all of the pretzels and over the cream. Like I said, you can use the white chocolate or the milk chocolate, it doesn't matter. But what this is going to do is create a nice glue that's going to help hold the top on and hold all of the pretzel legs in place. Now replace the top of the cookie and gently press down to make sure it seats well with that chocolate. Finally, just like before, we're going to add a couple of dollops of our melted chocolate directly to the top so that way we can secure some M&Ms as eyes. Or if you'd like, you can use edible googly eyes, you can use some white chocolate chips, you can use really like anything that you'd like that would resemble eyes. I just think that M&Ms are readily available to everybody and they're pretty easy to use. Our last design today is going to be a bat. For this, we need to break down these Oreos just a little bit. We're going to twist them open and scrape out the cream filling. You know, I really wanted to do a design with a witch, but unfortunately, she got expelled from my list. Now cut the cookie top right in half down the middle, and you'll end up with two wings, which is enough to make one bat. For the body of the bat, we're going to need another Oreo, which we're going to twist open. This time, we're going to take the bottom part with the cream that is left and apply a nice generous dose of our melted chocolate. Again, the milk chocolate or white chocolate both work fine. Take the two halves of the cookie that you cut into wings and gently press them into the melted chocolate until they're nice and flush. Again, be gentle. We're going to apply a little bit more of our melted chocolate directly on top and then replace the other cookie piece, allowing it to seal up nicely. We're going to finish these off just like before. We're going to add a couple of dollops of melted chocolate and some M&Ms for eyes. You could add some fangs if you'd like, but making vampire bats is such a pain in the neck. Let these guys sit in the fridge or freezer for a couple minutes to set that chocolate up and enjoy. And there you go, guys. You have 5 very simple treats that you can make in just a matter of minutes. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I want to recommend this video right here to you. I know you're going to love it. I'll see you guys next Monday on the next episode of Minimalist Gourmet.